Guardians is a 2017 Russian superhero film, also known as Защитники to our Russian friends, making it different from Guardians, the 2009 film about someone's cousin's first experiments with 3D monsters. Real quick, so the premise is as follows. Once upon a time, in 1940s Russia, there was a program called Patriot. And in this program, people were experimented on and given superpowers, basically, such as our titular characters, Speed Guy, Invisigirl, Rock Dude, and MANBEAR. Now, those aren't their official names, but that's exactly what I'm going to call them because I don't care and you shouldn't either. One scientist tries to blow up the lab, but it inadvertently gives him superpowers, and so later on he becomes the bad guy. Due to their superpowers, they no longer age, so they are still young, sexy, beautiful, even after all this time. So, what's good about the movie? Well, let's get the positives out of the way first. First of all, there's quite a few cool scenes in this movie, such as Speed Guy's introduction. I really enjoyed that scene. At one point, the main big bad actually steals this humongous tower using helicopters and cables. That was pretty cool. And as always, the whole draw of this film, the MANBEAR. Pretty much any scene involving the MANBEAR is pretty awesome. Especially the scene where he starts wielding a Gatling gun. Like, that may be one of the coolest things I've ever seen committed to camera. So in short, the movie is basically good for two things. One, the element of surprise because you want to know what ridiculous thing they're going to do next. And two, the MANBEAR. So what's bad about the movie? Pretty much everything else. Now, I've seen other reviews on this movie and people tend to say, oh, well, they just copied Marvel. Well, to that I say, you know, maybe. I would say the worst sin that this movie commits is the fact that nothing is epic. They managed to take really cool scenes and somehow flounder. For example, there's one scene where the Invisigirl just walks up to these bad guys and like sexy struts right through the thick of it, and then she gets caught by thermal imaging, and then it's like, so what good is your invisibility if they have thermal vision? And the speedster gets shot by some sort of tranquilizer, even though he's fast enough to catch it. And the MANBEAR just tends to get knocked out all the time, despite being like super strong and all that. He can be easily incapacitated. It's just weird how they take these cool characters and make them non-epic. Like, they purposefully gimp them, and I do not understand why. It's not really cool. Overall, it just feels like not a lot of thought was put into this movie. This movie is even hated by its own people. If you look at the Russian aggregate score site, Kritikanstva, the Russian people actually rank this as one of the worst films of all time. I'm serious. You may have to translate the page, but look it up. I would say this movie gets a 4 out of 10, really. Well, you know what? That shot with the MANBEAR wielding the Gatling gun is pretty awesome, so we're going to bump it up to a 5. It gets a bonus point for having a MANBEAR wielding a Gatling gun. How can you get any cooler than that? Like I mentioned before, that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in cinema. So that's a 5 out of 10 for me. Go check out Guardians if you really, really want to, as an experiment just to see the Russian version of superheroes in their own native country. And it's not every day that a film like this comes out of Russia, so if you really want to check it out, I'd say the main reason to is just to see a Russian superhero film, just to say you saw it. Other than that, there's really no reason to check it out. So that's my review for Guardians, the 2017 Russian superhero film. Hope you all enjoyed.